Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Bilbao. I'm from the city. I hope you enjoy this beautiful place. And luckily enough, we have a great weather, so enjoy. Welcome to the Tech Talk stage at the Energy Tech Summit, where the coolest minds in clean energy gather to share some serious knowledge. Get ready to be inspired by over 50 innovators who are shaking up the game. Today, it's all about ditching the boring stuff and diving into the fun stuff. Think groundbreaking ideas, killer connections, and a whole lot of energy. Before we start with our first keynote speaker, I would like to introduce all our sponsors, and I have to advise you, please be patient, because luckily enough, there's plenty of them. So before we kick off today's session, please, I want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsors. Please give it up for Platinum sponsors, PVcase, Eon Hydrogen, Corinex, BBVA, Pavilion sponsors, Verbund, Third Derivative, Gold sponsors, Nectar, Coris, Electrum, Climion, IEM Silver sponsors, Aramco Ventures, Brick GmbH and CO KG, Blue World, Eve, Eneco, Invent Capital, Acario Innovation, Odyssey Ventures, Invest HK, Axpo, EDP Ventures, AlphaSense, YPro, ENBV Innovation, Adara Ventures, Econex, Global Bioengineers. I told you there were plenty of them, and we still have to go on. Startup sponsors, Glinks System, Hive Power, Enjoy Electech, Renewable, Arex Energy, Solsen, Sequant, Cacti, Nacotech, Heim Energy, H2 Site, Futures Platform, Pipine, Philes, Hydrosat, Greenwood Power, Sly, Plexigrid, Cosmos Innovation, Bulbinch, Tether, SP3D, SMPnet, Lina Energy, Myriad Wind, Charts42, and Electrogenius. And finally, our official supporters, Biscay Government, Bilbao City, and Energy Agency of the Basque Country. Thank you for parenting with Energy Tech Summit. And now, yes, our first session of the day is Design Yield Design Workflow to Accelerate Utility Scale PV Optimization. For that, let's give a warm welcome to the expert taking the stage, Héctor Lucas Forasté, Pre-Sales Engineer, Solutions Engineer at PVcase. Welcome, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Gracias. All right. Well, first of all, good morning to everyone. And of course, thank you to Energy Tech Summit, for sharing this opportunity with us. It is wonderful for me to be here today. So, as in the introduction, my name is Héctor Lucas. I am pre-sales engineer at PVcase, and today I'm going to be talking about the design yield design workflow to accelerate utility PV scale PV optimization. Now, before I jump deeper within the topic, I would like to give some introduction or a little bit of context to the whole situation. We are part of the community of the PV industry, and we have realized that throughout all of the different stages or all of the different points that we need to cover through the project development and project design, there are many different challenges that our users have to face. So, for example, when we are talking about giving some geospatial context, or we are talking about mechanical design, electrical design, or even going through the different calculations to check the performance and the energy production, there are many different issues or any challenges that many users have to face on a daily basis, such as, for example, me waiting an email with information from a colleague, or maybe I need to adapt certain things so that my team members can read and analyze what I am doing. So all in all, there are different things that we need to cover throughout all the project phases that we need to cover. The idea is that even though this is theory, from PVcase's side, we are trying to understand and see how everything works in real life. So, for example, apart from developing and designing tools to make things easier to the users, PVcase is part of many trade shows, conferences, such as this one, or, for example, Solar Quality Summit in Barcelona last year. So, for example, in this case, we wanted to test reality and see how everything works. And we did a workshop with different groups of players or main players, personas within the PV industry, just to see how all of those interactions and all of those connections are taking place in real life. So once we have those personas, we went through questions, we went through surveys, we even played the blame game just to see, who to blame, right? And funny enough, after this, meeting or after this workshop, we gathered information such as we can see here in this graph. This is reality, and as we can see, it is a full mesh of interconnections and interactions between or among all of the different players within the system. And just to give some references about how to read this, the lines that we see on top are the ones that represent information that it is sent from one player to the other one, whereas the lines underneath are the ones that represent information that we receive. So based on this, we are able to see how those interactions are taking place, who is the one sending more information, who is the one sending less information or receiving less, or who is the one remaining forgotten in the void, right? So this is very interesting, and what we can get from this is that the reality in the PV industry is complexity, right? This complexity can be summarized in 4 main pain points, if I may say it like this. The first one is low quality within the data, because of course, if I need to adapt things, maybe I'm going to be losing something, or it's not going to be high quality throughout the whole process. Then we are talking about inefficient workflows, because if I need to invest time in doing extra things just to overcome my situation, of course, it's not efficient. Then we saw or we recognized that there is a clear lack of standards within the industry, no references, nothing to support the whole process, and this is something that could be really, really useful. And of course, indirectly, because of this whole situation, this makes that everyone has to develop their own tools, their own solutions, and this is something that we would call it as in-house softwares. All right. So all in all, while speaking with all of these players, we even recognize that sometimes we even need to invest up to 320 person-hours just to overcome these workflows or these inefficiencies, and this is something that, in my humble opinion, we shouldn't be doing, right? Now, PVcase, while recognizing this and while working with everyone within the PV industry, realizes that this is something that we need to tackle. And therefore, now we are present in all of those different stages or in all of those different phases, starting from the geospatial context through Prospect, our tool that helps to find parcels and analyze them automatically. Then, of course, we can proceed through the whole mechanical, electrical design, civil analysis of the power plant through PVcase ground mount. And of course, while we are doing this, we work through the calculations and we check the performance, how everything goes with yield. So we are part in all the different stages, let's say, through the project development and project design. And the idea is that these tools work together in a unified environment that helps the whole process to go smooth, with speed, with reliability, and that's the main idea. This is done in a way that I can, for example, replicate and I can design as many times as I want one project. I can go back to my previous design. I can send these drawings, for example, to get the results in terms of production or in terms of performance. Then I can go back, and this is done in a way that I can repeat this as many times as I need in an optimized way. And this is what we would be calling the design yield design workflow. We are allowing anybody to go as many times as possible throughout the whole project design phase, getting to the results with speed and, of course, in an optimized way. This is how it sounds, and this is how it looks. So right here we have one video, so I'm going to call my technical team just so that we can share. Exactly, perfect. Right here, we can see, for example, how our tools, in this case, capacity iteration, works live. So what I am doing here is I am designing, I am setting a couple of parameters, and I am leaving the program to generate many realities so that I can start doing the model comparison. Throughout this process, I can send this information directly to yield so that we can go through the performance and production results. And this is done, as you can see, in just a couple of clicks, and it is automatic. I don't need to worry about adapting anything or changing anything because the tools are connected and they are integrated within this unified environment. And this is how everything looks like. Once we have the design on yield, we get to the 3D modeling or the 3D scenario where we are using ray tracing technology to get to the most optimal results within the design. Okay? So thank you. Now we can go back to the presentation. Perfect. Nope. No, I think we have to go back to the PPT, which should be this one. Oh, perfect. Because of this workflow, the design yield design workflow, we gain very positive things. So for example, the first thing that we can have, and apologize maybe for the coloring, because we cannot see very well, but the idea is that if we use traditional methods, we might be talking maybe, or more or less about 12 weeks in time for a project, maybe more, maybe less, of course. But when we use this kind of solutions and this kind of workflows, we are able to gain a significant amount of time. So we are talking about time savings. This time savings represent, resources. Of course, it represents time that I can invest in updating or improving workflows that I might have within my company, but also I can generate more product after gaining this amount of time. Now, you might think, okay, Héctor, you are very, very positive and you're trolling us, you're trying to sell us something. To be clear, this is not something that I am saying. It is something that our customers are saying on a daily basis. So, for example, here we have two presentations that Joyd and Hannes, they explained how incredible experience they had through the PVcase solutions, and I truly recommend anybody that wants to learn more to visit our website where we share all of those stories and all of those experiences. In order to summarize the whole presentation and everything that we have seen, by the use of this kind of methodologies and workflows, such as the design yield design workflow, we are able to get first time and resources savings, and that is automatic. We also increase the product pipeline, so we are generating more realities, we are generating more projects with this optimized methodology or process. Of course, we somehow work together to improve the overall process that we saw through the project development and project design. We avoid widespread inefficiencies that we have seen in this complex mesh about the PV industry, so this is something that we would tackle directly. And of course, we elude the loss of information, what we call data risk, because everything remains within the same environment. So this is something that we don't need to worry about. It's always going to be part of us, and at any moment I can access to that information and I can work with that, and I don't need to rely on any externals, any third parties just to get to the results. And this is everything from my side today. Of course, if you're willing to learn more, I recommend you to check the web page where we explain everything and we share everything. Of course, if you want to learn more about the products, we can always check a meeting or a demo live. And apart from that, I can only say thank you for your time, and I hope this presentation was useful and interesting for all of you. So thank you, and enjoy the day of today.